Welcome to another Gwinnett County tax relief video. I just thought I'd give you folks a brief intro to myself and who I am. I'm retired federal government employee. I served 33 years with the FAA air traffic control system, totally fixing the electronics. I've worked at Atlanta fixing electronics for 14 years. Then I worked at the FAA Academy teaching for 10 years, so I'm fairly versed with teaching. I thought I was fairly successful at it. And then I worked in engineering for about 5 to 7 years doing engineering on these systems. And also worked in 2 positions in management, one in Chicago O'Hare and one in Nashville. So I have a little bit of diversity as to government and how it works, and what's effective and what's not. I also did 7 years Navy before the federal government, so I've got 40 years federal service, including 7 years Navy, working around the electronics on aircraft. But I've done a lot of analysis and a lot of looking at systems for the federal government, proving longevity, proving cost effectiveness. I've got free time on my hands, so I thought I'd apply some of those skills to what we're doing in Gwinnett County, trying to help the Gwinnett County school systems and particularly the Gwinnett County residents. Okay, now that I've talked a little bit about me, you can ascertain whether I might have some background in this sort of thing. I was going to talk about Gwinnett County Public School System's $10 promise that they made during the House Bill 581 discussion. Their promise was $10, and it's easy to remember. The $10 they're saying is, being that they opted out of the 3% increase, the House bill would tie us to cost of living. House Bill 381, for the most part, would have left or restrained our property tax increases that could not go any higher than the cost of living, which is typically 3%. That being said, Gwinnett County Public School System promised if they got out of the House bill limit of 3% or cost of living, I'm using those interchangeably, they're about the same for the most part, that the residents' tax bill would not go up more than $10, as in $10 over the 3% limit. So they're not saying it won't go over $10. It won't go up over $10 over the 3% cap that would have been, saying it's not a big deal for you folks. I did some calculations of how that's going to work out, and I don't know how they're going to meet it. And if they can't, I think we need to rein these people in and or hold them accountable during the elections in 2026. That being said, to stay within the $10 limit that they promised, they cannot raise your taxes on your property for the most part more than 6% in a given year. If they go over 6%, over the 3%, which is 6% is what they've been saying they've been charging all along. So they think they can maintain this $10 promise. In reality, they've been charging you folks anywhere between 9 and 11% a year for increases. So I don't see how they're going to do this to come off of 10% down to 6% and still keep their promise. So I'll watch it closely for you folks. And when the different tax bills come in this summer, I'll let you know whether they've broken your promise to you folks, okay? So that's a little bit of background about myself, where you think I have any background in what we're looking at. I've got a little bit in federal government training for 10 years, a little bit in analysis and engineering and whatever that I can help you folks, okay? Also remember the $10 promise. They're going to forget it. You shouldn't. And I guess that concludes this video. Please like and subscribe, pass it on to friends, just educate people on what's going on in your county. Thank you very much.